In other news, the Justice Department says the Booysens Magistrates Court in Johannesburg will open today despite a shooting incident there yesterday. 2 people were gunned down, 3 others wounded. The department's Deputy Minister Andries Nel says security measures around the courts will need to be reviewed urgently at that, following that incident in which gunmen opened fire on a group of people attending a court session. Let's get your reaction on this now. Bring in Adv Bulelani Mkonto from the legal counsel practice, and he joins us now via our video link. Advocate Mkonto, thanks very much indeed for your time and welcome to the SABC. Really concerning that we're seeing what feels to be a pattern around violence unfolding outside the country's courts. I mean, there were several incidents I remember last year in the Western Cape as well. What adds to the concern in this particular case is that I understand a lawyer is among the people who are killed.
Yes, good morning to you, sir, and to your viewers out there. It's saddening to hear that at this stage, the crime has become so bad that members of the community, some of them, have got such audacity to even attack legal practitioners. I mean, I can even name quite a few. There was the Bauer van Niekerk, who was associated with a Ponzi scheme and was killed at the Saxon World outside their offices. Tracy Brown as well, in Kabeja, the prosecutor, another prosecutor as well, in Ngobo, Elona Sombolula, Korotnayo. It just keeps on happening. It predominantly seems to be the way that some people with criminal activities, criminal intentions, seem to take it upon themselves that if I want to win this case, regardless of circumstances, I'm willing to go beyond and to sabotage this case, to defeat the ends of justice, to ensure that I win, regardless of whatever or whoever gets implicated. So now this is whereby we as legal practitioners, we've got a moral responsibility, whereby we must take it upon ourselves that even when we're representing people, we should not make empty promises and be arrogant in such a way that you say, no, don't worry, this case is sorted, I'm going to win it. You never say that. You never make such proclamations. Instead, you say, I'll do my utmost legal best. So in the event that the magistrate or the judge goes against your decision, therefore you don't find yourself in such a predicament. Because I know of a colleague personally, I just won't mention their family name out of respect for the deceased, whereby he made such representations, and as a result found himself with 7 bullets close by Booysens here at the Glenmore at the parking lot. So this behavior is happening, and government must also step in. Government cannot just have police people or police personnel guarding inside the courts there and just calling out the names when people should come inside court, but we should also have police personnel outside the parking lot, because that is where the criminals find it easier to be able to target you whilst you are leaving your vehicle or you're exiting court. So they know that there's minimal security that is there. The mere fact that even, for example, even if I can just digress and go, of course, you find DJ Waters, who was responsible for security of a building. He himself was implicated in such, whereby criminals have got that right per se, which is not a right per se, but it's such just a audacity, a wrongful behavior which says that whatever happens, I'm going to make sure that I sort it out, and whatever I want must happen. So I will propose that even if the culprits were to be apprehended, that you don't just charge them for murder, you charge them for obstruction of justice, because they're defeating the ends of justice. So we should put an arm that is much more strong towards this behavior. We should be able to ensure that the law serves as a deterrent for future criminal activity. We should ensure that at all times we guard the legal fraternity, and we guard legal practitioners, because you're going to find that some of us won't want to be involved in assisting matters of, maybe say, special commercialized crime unit, your fraud, your corruption, your murder cases, because we fear for our lives, which shouldn't be the case.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think
I hear you, but I also do wonder about the practicality of the solution that you're suggesting now, given the fact that there are a number of courts in the country and we already know how stretched the police are. So I wonder, as much as in principle, of course, we want to make sure that everybody is safe both in and outside court, if that is in fact what the answer looks like.
Obviously, with the limited resources, I mean, right now this will be a sauna that is going to come to being. After that will be the budget speech. This is the proper platform for voicing out our concerns. There's a lot of unemployed persons out there. You may even find that that crime even emanates from the lack of employment. So therefore, the police needs to be reinforced. Members need to be employed. Even if it's just two, that police visibility at the parking lot, it assists a lot. You cannot just have police, for example, Booysens Court itself. If I may just come in on my own personal, I once, which is one of my best courts, by the way, it's a very good court, that one is great facilities. I once came out of there and I feared for myself, because in as much as I'm assisting the person that I'm representing, there's also another member who's aggrieved. There's family members who are saddened that I'm assisting the accused per se. So I came out of there, we won the case. Unfortunately, there's a family member from that side who was very much aggrieved. As you come down those stairs there by Booysens, there's a parking lot. There was a young boy there in early 20s. He stared at me for a very long time. Even I left my car and I was using Uber for a whole week to continue going to court, because I knew that he had took notice of my face and my vehicle. So those things take place. You cannot really run away from crime, no matter how you try to protect yourself with high fences, bulletproof windows. At the bottom line, if it's coming for you, it will come to you. That is why we pray to the Lord. However, we can take certain precautions to avoid such circumstances. We can say, government intervene here, allocate some budget, ensure that we have visibility outside courts, at least 2 personnel. As time goes by, we can improve that based on obviously on the fiscus that we have beforehand. Yeah. So it's critical that we need to talk about these things. We cannot just have budgets that are allocated for other projects which do not necessarily necessitate the needs of the people. So with that being said, I hear your question, but however, this is the time and opportunity to raise it, because every year we are supposed to raise issues that are concerning us as communities. And you must remember that from time to time, it also changes. What might have been the most critical matter 2 years ago might not be the same today. For example, if I can just touch on foreign, what our neighbors are doing in Botswana, they've been experiencing a lot of cash and transits, heists. So the government, they dedicated a lot of police to guard each and every vehicle of what you call it, your SPV vehicles, those cash and transit vehicles. We're not saying that guard those vehicles, but we are saying that protect justice. You need prosecutors, you need lawyers, so that you can extract the truth out of each and every case. What is that happened? And that is what we call justice. It's not about a matter of you winning your case. It's a matter of finding out the real truth. There's always 3 sides of the story: your story, my story, and the real version of what actually happened. And that is what we seek to do.
Fair enough. And hopefully, of course, we finally get around to solving this issue, because of the chilling effect it might have, especially for lawyers who find themselves having to adjudicate through rather contentious cases. But Bulelani Mkonto, loud and clear, appreciate your time. Advocate Mkonto is with the Legal Counsel Practice, responding to that shooting incident in broad daylight outside the Booysens Magistrates Court yesterday, where 2 people were killed and 3 others wounded. For now, Advocate Mkonto, thanks very much indeed.